Hi, this is Joan here to teach you how to draw a portrait, starting with this portrait worksheet. Let's look at eyes. An eye is basically a football shape. Smile on the top, a frown at the bottom. The inside corner is usually a little bit more rounded, so let's try that again. Frown on the top and smile at the bottom. Pointy on one end and a little more rounded on the other. If you're having a hard time drawing that football shape, because sometimes we have a tendency to draw our curve a little too high and a little too low, and then that's not a football shape. That's more of a circle. We don't want that. Okay, sometimes it helps to put a line, a very light line, I should have done that in pencil, and a little arrow on this side and a little arrow on this side, and then I come up a little and down a little to connect there, and down a little and up a little to connect there, and that gives me a little more of a football shape. So, like I said, sometimes it does help to put an arrow on two sides of a line and then draw your eye shape. Once you have your eye shape, we're going to draw the iris. And there's two ways to do that. I mean, we can just draw a nice round circle, but we don't see the top of the circle. It's under the eyelid. We're not drawing a U though. We don't want a shape like that. We want a nice rounded U type shape, but rounded. You can also draw a C and a backwards C. And now you know that the bottom of the circle is under that lid and the top of your iris is under that lid. You don't want to draw the lines too close together or you will not get the round shape. Okay. After you draw the iris, of course you want a black pupil there. Black pupil. There is skin at the top of the eye. It's our eyelid. When we open our eye, it folds, and we see that fold as a separate line. Close to the eye like that. That's the eyelid. Now when we're coloring in the iris, we usually start with lines that come away from the iris, like a radius going around the pupil, a radius like this. Okay, then, boys and girls, when we color in the iris, we don't color sideways like this. We color in the direction of the radius. So we color all the way around the iris where we put those lines in that direction like this. Okay. We color that in all the way around like a whole bunch of radii. Okay. Eyelashes, they go off to the side this way on this side, and we stop about halfway. If I put the eyelashes all the way around, it's going to look like a big spider. And on this side, they go off to the side this way. And stop about halfway, fade out. We do have a little tear duct here and here. And that's a pretty good eye. Now eyebrows can be drawn, just a line and double it like that. Okay, so that would be a line and double it. You have an eyebrow. Or I like to put all the little hairs in like this, little lines like this going across like that. That's another way to draw an eyebrow. Okay. Let's look at the nose for a minute. A nose is very basic when we break it down into simple shapes. We have a smile and two little frowns that are a little bit smaller than the smile. Those frowns do not go all the way down like that. They don't do that. Okay? So I have my smile, and I would usually have a guideline in a portrait. I don't know if you could see that. We usually have a little guideline there. And then I have my smile on the line. My two little frowns are not touching that line. They're up here. And then I have a C and a backwards C that goes straight along the guideline and curves up a little. Straight along the guideline and curves up a little. I'm not curling it like this, boys and girls. I'm not going curly Q like that. I'm going straight along the line and curving up. Straight along the line and curving up. And then I always have one line that goes up to my eyebrow. I don't put two lines in. That would look too severe. That line indicates where the shadow is. If the light's coming from here, I have a shadow here. If the light's coming from here, I would have my line on this side to indicate where the shadow is. Okay, so one line. So let's try it again. Smile, frown, frown, CC. Smile, frown, frown, CC. Watch. Smile, frown, frown, C, backwards C. One line that would go up to the eyebrow. Sorry, that's in the way, that chunky stuff there. And that's the nose. Let's look at the mouth. I have a small V. It is a short, wide V. It is not a tall, skinny V. I have my little V, and then I come downhill a little, downhill a little. I do not come downhill like an M. Okay, try it here. Small V, I come downhill a little, downhill a little. Remember, I don't come down like an M. I put my bottom lip in and connect it to the two ends, like this. Let's do that part again. A short, wide V. I come downhill a little, I come downhill a little. I put my bottom lip in, connect it to the end. That middle line is not a straight line. It curves almost in a way like our nose. I mean, our nose is frown, smile, frown. And that's similar to what's in the middle of the mouth, the curly line. Here's a little bit of a curve. It's not a U, it's just a little smile like that. And then I come back down to the point, up and down to the point. Do it again. A little wide curve and then down to the two ends, the 2 points. And that's basically how I draw a mouth. Okay. Here's another worksheet. You would try and draw the football shape with the two arrows at the end. And then over here you can try it again. Put in the frown. The frown. You already have the smile. The smile. My iris, C, backwards C, C, backwards C. My pupil, my eyelid, an eyelid, some eyelashes on this side. Okay. The nose. Smile, frown, frown, C, C. One line comes up to the eyebrow. The mouth. Small, wide V, down to the line, down to the line. I like to start in the middle of the mouth and put a little straight line and then bring it up to the two corners. A little bit of a smile and then down to the corner for the middle of my mouth. Now, if I'm drawing a real portrait, like you're going to do, I'm going to give you a stencil. And in pencil, you're going to draw along the bottom half dark. Top half we always draw lightly because that's where the hair will go, and we don't want a thick line in the hair. So you can see it's darker at the bottom half. Boys and girls, eyes are always halfway down in the head. You don't believe it, but it is, believe me. So I fold this paper in half, and I give myself a guideline, a very, very light line. Boys and girls, guidelines eventually will be erased. So it doesn't make sense to draw it real dark and then have to erase something real dark. So guidelines are always very light. All right, so halfway down the guideline is from where my eyes will go. Halfway between that line and the chin is where the bottom of my nose will go. I'm putting a very light line in the middle here. And then a little bit higher than halfway. If this is halfway, a little bit higher than that would be where my mouth would go. So the nose, the eyes. Now for the eyes, I'm going to just put a little line here and a little line on this side on the guideline. And here I would begin. Okay. You can go a little bit longer than your guideline. You don't have to just stick to where that is. My frown, my smile, my frown, my smile. Then you want to erase that guideline. And we'll put in our, okay, I'm going to have to do this in Sharpie so you can see. Let's try it out, do this one, smile, frown, smile, frown. My C and backward C, my pupil, my eyelid, a few eyelashes. If I had color, I would, okay, I can put my rays of the sun in here, my rays of the sun in here. And then if I had blue, green, or brown colored pencil, I could color that in with my blue, green, or brown for my eye, or any color you want, purple, orange, whatever you want. The nose, on that guideline. My smile touches that guideline, but my frowns don't. They're up here. They don't come down to the guideline. On the guideline now, I'm going to go straight across and curve up like a C, straight across and curve up like a backward C. Okay, I didn't do my eyebrows yet. Let's look at that. On this side, everything goes to the outside. So on this side, my eyebrows are curving this way. And on this side, they're leaning this way. Boys and girls, if you can't remember which way they go, put a V here. And then you know they curve this way on this side and they curve this way on this side. And then my nose, one line curves up to that eyebrow. Just one line. The mouth. On that guideline, short, wide V, come downhill a little, come downhill a little. The bottom lip curves up to here, curves up to here. And I have just a little bit of a frown in there and there. Okay. I'm drawing upside down, so I actually just drew the curve incorrectly. It's a smile here, and then it goes down. Okay. Okay, ears. Ears are from the next to the eye and the bottom of the nose. A little curve, flat against the head. You do not want big monkey ears like that. Okay? From the next to the eye, I put a dot, next to the bottom of my nose, and then I'm bringing a flattish looking ear on that side. The neck comes down from the outside of the iris down, outside of the iris down, only a little bit, curves off to the side of the paper this way, down and off to the side of the paper this way. Very often people make the neck too skinny. So you want to make sure it's wide up to the outside of the iris, not the outside of the eye, but the outside of the iris. Okay, so let me just put this in Sharpie and this so you could see it. I'm not putting the top of the head in Sharpie because my hair doesn't want a black line there. Here's my ears. Here's my neck and shoulders. I could put any kind of shirt right there. Now the hair. Okay, let's look at some hair. Lots of different hairdos. Short hair, long hair, spiky hair. All right, let's look at a few other portraits here. Hair comes in all different styles. Okay. Well, if boys have short hair, first of all, the hairline starts halfway between the top of the head and the eyebrows. So that would be right about there. If that's the top of the head, and that's halfway between the eyebrows and the top of the head. The hairline goes across and comes down to the front of the ear. Goes across and then comes down to the front of the ear. If you have short hair, it's going to take short lines. And it's going to go like this. Okay. Like this. Now, if you have long hair, well, maybe we'll do this in Sharpie. Long hair takes long lines, and it can go down. You always go all the way over to the neck. If not, it looks like you're bald back here. So your lines have to go all the way to the neck. Okay. And if you wanted your hair in front of your shoulder, then you would have had to erase your shoulder line, and then you can bring your hair all the way down to there. And I'm sorry this mouth got so messed up. I really hate looking at that. Okay, so boys and girls, that is the basics of drawing eyes, nose, mouth. Have fun.